Hi there, my name's Mark Wells and I'm going to talk about the FES flower essences again today, and in particular I'm going to look at how the FES flower essences can help you when you're travelling, make it more comfortable and more enjoyable. So the first one I want to look at is yarrow. Admittedly, yarrow is part of the YES formula, which we'll speak of a couple of times in this few moments, but the yarrow is the specific one that I've personally found fantastic, but so also for clients. So when I used to do my, traveling around interstate and doing some lectures, etc., it's not my favorite thing to go to airports, get on planes and stuff like that. So yarrow was my savior. I'd always take yarrow before and that, so the airport hype, the energies didn't get to me as much. There are a lot of people, those sensation seekers, who actually get off on that and enjoy it. I don't. I'm already hyped up. I don't need to be hyped up through that. And there's a lot of people like me who do get affected and they don't want to be affected. So yarrow is a great protector. It means you don't get as affected by the radiation, the electrical devices or devices in general, everything that's going on, the heightened energy in the place. The next remedy I want to look at is arnica. And arnica could be probably looked at in the same way you'd look at rescue remedy. And we all know the Bach flower rescue remedy, and it's a great remedy, great combination. But arnica is great when there is a shock to the system, when you've just had a momentary shock, or something's happened, when you've gone into a new country, or you've just found out that your luggage is too heavy, whatever. When there's been a bit of a shock to system and it's thrown you, there's been a real spanner thrown in the works for your travel plans, and it's sort of shocked the system up, shaken you up. Arnica is a good one, again, to get through that, get the body balanced again and move on. Morning glory. Morning glory is another great one for jet lag. It's about getting in touch with your natural circadian 24-hour rhythms, which are always thrown out with travelling. Even if it's from Melbourne to Perth, Melbourne to New Zealand, those rhythms are thrown out, and it might be subtle for some and more significant for others. But morning glory can help you get back into that natural rhythm. And it's a refresher, an energizer. There's a lot of remedies that help with energy and help when there's fatigue and exhaustion, but morning glory is quick. It just helps the body adjust and get back into its best energizing cycle. The next one is sweet pea. Sweet pea is the one that I often pass on to many cats who are the pets of my clients when they're moving house or moving into a new location. We all know that we all have to make an adjustment. Our dog has to make an adjustment, but particularly cats, and often you won't find them for about 7 days. They'll be hiding in one little spot until they become accustomed to the new location. And sweet pea is about helping you adjust better, help you to feel comfortable. Look, in the bigger picture, it's about feeling a sense of belonging. This is where I belong. This is where my heart is. So it can be used to help people who are traveling a lot and really don't know where they want to be, and may have had a childhood like that too. But in terms of just quick fixes, if you like, natural fixes, sweet pea is great, just to help you if you are going to spend some time in a particular city or wherever, to help you again, to just fit in, to feel that I'm okay here. Another one is St. John's wort. St. John's wort's just a good one when there's that natural apprehension about things. St. John's wort can just help you feel a little bit more comfortable in your skin. Things aren't getting to you as much, and you can just make better, less anxious decisions. Great one too when your sleep patterns will obviously be thrown out, and if you're having nightmares, night terrors, or really upsetting dreams or sleep, St. John's wort obviously is great in those circumstances. So another good one to have in your little kit. Corn is the flower essence for grounding. When you're when you're just traveling around in your own city, when you're up in the air, you're not grounded. And in a sense, if we're traveling, a lot of the time we are up in the air and we're not grounded. So corn just helps us to ground ourselves quicker when we're getting away from the airports, away from traveling, and we're settling. Again, just to help us settle, feet on the ground, and particularly if we get off a plane into a huge, bustling New York or big city, or even in India or something like that. There's all this energy and all that type of thing going on around you, and you just need to ground yourself. Corn it can be really useful there. You'll notice with all of these, I'm using them more as an acute sort of situation, just in a short period of time. And flower essences can be used that. We're not talking about long-term issues with people here. We're talking about what's just been occurred in the situation you're in, for this day, for this week, and they can be really useful in that way too. So it could be a nice little first aid, flower essence kit for you. Just finally, a little mention to echinacea. We're all familiar with it as a herb, but echinacea as a flower essence is really good when people have been lived in rough conditions, harsh conditions. You think of someone living on the street as an extreme example of that. But even if you're going overseas we're somewhere where it is really harsh still, and things are very simple, but it's harsh conditions you've got to cope with. Echinacea can help you, and particularly if it's affected you and you feel coming away from it, you've been affected with it. Echinacea can help your natural immunity on an energetic level, bounce back and show resilience. And again, I'll mention that echinacea is part of the YES formula. So always have the YES formula with you. All right, thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye.